Welcome back to Sous Vide Everything, guys. You saw the thumbnail. Today I'm making an incredible filet mignon sandwich that I think you're gonna enjoy it very much. Check it out.
And here we have our beautiful steaks. Now as you can see, I have 4 of them, and these are not cheap. Is it worth making a sandwich out of them, or is it better to have it as a meal? That we're gonna find out by the end of this video. As I hold them in my hand, they are extremely tender. So the last thing we want to do is to overcook them. That is why sous vide is perfect for this cut of steak. But like always, the first thing we gotta do is to get them seasoned. A little bit of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder is good enough. One of the biggest mistakes most people make is that they do not season it properly. Remember, this is a thick cut of steak, so go ahead, make sure that you're not only seasoned both sides but also the edges, as this is not a cheap cut of meat. As you can see, once I was done, every single edge of the steak is perfectly seasoned. I also want you to notice that there's not a lot of fat on this. That's why when we're searing it, I'm going to be basting with some butter as well, because now the only thing left to do is to get them cooked. For that, I throw them in the bag, vacuum seal them, and they were ready for the water bath. That was perfect because it allows us time to go ahead and prepare the rest of the things. And the first one is going to be pickled onions. These are sweet, a little bit savory, but most important, very delicious. And they are super easy to make, and here's how. I started by chopping up the onions. For these, you want them just like this. Notice that they are not too thin. A little bit thicker is the way to go. Into a pot, you want to throw in 2 parts of water and 1 part red white vinegar. That is the base for pickling. However, I also like to add some spices for additional flavor. As always, remember exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. You want to mix this well and bring it to a boil, because once that has happened, all there's left to do is to pour it directly into our onions. And that is all there is to it. Now the only thing it needs is some time. So cover it up and let it cool down, and then let it rest in your refrigerator for at least 24 hours. Because once the time is up, you're going to be rewarded with this. And they are delicious. And it's going to be perfect to go along with our sandwich. Another thing I decided to pickle was some cucumbers. And the process is very similar. Like I previously mentioned, all of the exact amount and ingredients are always in the description down below for you. So into a pot, I threw in all of my pickling mix, brought everything to a simmer, and it was ready. Now for cucumbers, I highly recommend using these. They are what my supermarket called them miniature cucumbers. The great thing about them is that the seeds are very small. It makes it perfect to go along with sandwiches. I promise you, even if you don't like cucumbers, you will like this. Now the only thing left to do is to throw the liquid and let it rest in my refrigerator for 24 hours, because these are really delicious. Now I also decided to make an Asian style coleslaw. Not only is this delicious, but it's also very refreshing for the sandwich. And to make it, it's super easy, and here's how. Everything starts off with the dressing. Into a bowl, I throw in some garlic paste, followed by ginger paste, honey, rice vinegar, a good amount of olive oil, and instead of using salt, I used fish sauce. Then I added black pepper and a tiny bit of sugar. Mix it well and your dressing is done. Now that is as easy as it gets to make, and it's going to be perfect for our coleslaw. Talking about that, I'm using this pre-cut mix. Just mix everything together and your coleslaw is done. Now that was super easy to make. The next ingredient is just as important as the steak is. We're talking about the bread. And here I have an Italian loaf. You can use any one you like, but I'm making family style, so mine is nice and big. And I made a very simple garlic butter to go with it. I just combined room temperature butter with garlic paste and a little bit of freeze-dried parsley. Mix it well, and that was done. The only thing left to do now was to spread it in the bread. The one thing I highly recommend is to make sure that your butter solidifies a little bit. If it's too liquidy, it's not gonna work. And make sure you get every single edge of that bread, as now all you have to do is to throw it in the oven and get that golden color we all love. Now that is what I'm talking about. And of course, we gotta make a sauce to go along with the sandwich. And this one is also super easy. Into a bowl, I threw in a good amount of mayo, followed by sriracha and a zest of a whole lemon. I also added 1 teaspoon of garlic and about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Now there's left to do is to mix it well, and your sauce is done. Now all of these things are going to be perfect to go along with our sandwich, because the only thing left to do now is to make sure our filet mignon is fully cooked. And for that, I'm throwing them in the water bath at 129 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. This will cook them to perfection, and I cannot wait to show you the final results.
Yes, I know exactly what you're thinking. Filet mignon is expensive, but at the same time, sometimes you can reward yourself, everybody. You deserve it. You work hard, and it's time to make an incredible filet mignon sandwich. Oh, man. I know it's going to be fantastic. Now, I cooked my filet mignon at 129 degrees Fahrenheit. That's because it's a very, very lean cut. The steaks are ready. We are starving, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. Here's when you know your filet mignon is cooked to perfection. It should feel exactly like the texture of Jell-O. Super, super soft. You know that it's done perfectly. First thing to do, put a quick sear, nice and fast with my flamethrower. At the same time, I will be basting with some butter. Another thing you gotta remember is to pat it dry. If you don't do that, what happens is you run a chance of overcooking your steak. And I know what you're thinking. I know my steaks don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful lunch today. Are you hungry, Mama?
I'm starving to go get that steak is looking good.
It does look good. It's filet mignon, Mama. I wanted to know if it's better to eat the filet mignon by itself with a meal, you know, a nice balanced meal, or put on a sandwich, man. Huh?
That's a tough one.
Which one you want to go first? That or this?
Let's start with this one because that one looks like a big boy.
I know, right?
It's gonna take some work to get through that.
Half for me, half for you, Mama.
All right.
And no cheese.
Thank God.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go ahead and start off with a filet mignon. Cheers, everybody. It's so tender that it's meat Jell-O.
You put it on your mouth and the flavor just wraps around your tongue and the meat starts to dissolve right away. And then you start to chew and it's just breaking down and making it even more delicious on your mouth.
Perfect description, everybody. Try with a little bit of coleslaw here. We got also a little bit of pickled onions. Obviously, I made this all for the sandwich. All together, Almazi. You ready for this? Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
That's a meal. That was a snack before.
Man.
Now it's just a meal.
So many flavors. The acidity of the pickle, the sweetness of the onion with the crunchy, and then wrap that around with the coleslaw. Man.
This coleslaw is like a little bit of Asian style, so it goes perfectly well together. Now we got the sandwich, Mama, and here is garlic bread sandwich. All right? Now that is a hefty boy.
Look at the size of that thing. Bigger than my hand.
This is a hefty boy, everybody. This is a real sandwich right here. I'll tell you that much. Oh, look at that. Yeah, oh, much funny.
Bigger than my face, man. Look at that thing.
I don't even know if we're gonna be able to take a whole bite.
I don't think I will.
It's a thick boy, Mama. That's what I can say. Let's be nice, Mama. Let's be nice and cut it and share a little bit here, because this is too much. Filet mignon sandwich. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Why does bread make everything better? So delicious. It's like butter.
Garlicky butter.
Yeah, so garlic bread butter, man. It's so good.
Wow. It's like the great equalizer. It balances everything in the meal and it makes it better all around.
Mama, which one you like better?
I like the sandwich better.
Me too.
I like the sandwich.
Now you're gonna ask me, is it really worth putting a filet mignon in the sandwich? Heck yes, it is, everybody. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. As you can see, Mama did. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. We out. Bread makes everything better, Mama.
Man, wow.
Bread should be illegal. You know what I mean? Bread should be illegal, everybody. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.